Investigators. She lives on Crown Hill, Monrovia, and operates her own business at Raleigh, Painesville. Complainant continues that on the 7th of May, seen being the same date as captured above, she was standing in her sister's wedding held at the same riverside where she was marching in, and the similar story that I just narrated to you. And her telephone was also given to this defendant for the purpose of taking videos and photos, as though as she was dressed as one of the members of the bridal party. In no time, Mariam was nowhere to be found with complainant Mawata V. Sion's phone. She had absconded with the phone. Again, another complainant, Dexter D. Kennedy, narrated that on July 30, 2022, this time around, look at it, check out the date, 2022, he was getting wedded to his wife. While the program was ongoing, Mariam, this defendant, Mariam, went at the house, pretended that she was part of one of the members of the bridal party, and started to work for the people. The act which convinced the participants and the people who were getting wedded to allow her to be with them, as she pretended to be one of them. The complainant concluded that defendant Mariam Flomo managed her way at Tinker's Village Executive Lodge. While they were concentrating on the ceremony, she made her way with the groom's bag, or you may say bag. While they were concentrating on the ceremony, she made her way with the groom's bag and absconded to an unknown destination, where she remained until her arrest on the 9th of May 2023 at 1100 hours, and was taken at Central Headquarters for an investigation. For her part, defendant Mariam Flomo denied all of these allegations leveled against her, and further decided to remain silent until the matter is further to court pending trial. Distinguished members of the press, we are pleased to present to you findings of our investigation that complainants Jatu Golafali, Mawata Sion, Dexter Kennedy, and Zainabu Kamara are all owners and operators of their separate businesses located at two separate locations, Bangba Town and Raleigh, Painesville, City respectively. Like the victims, Jatu Golafali, Mawata Sion, and Dexter D. Kennedy, and Zainabu Kamara live at four separate locations: Bangba Town, Crown Hill, Bartnesville, and Jacobtown, Lone Star Community, Painesville City, and they have their entertainment center and businesses at separate locations respectively, which are operated by them throughout the week for the past years. That Mariam Flomo, this defendant that is being displayed to you members of the press and the public, knowingly, purposely, willingly, and intentionally stole several drinks from the entertainment center from one of the complainants, and also other items from the other victims, which include police wasn't able to retrieve the items listed below, which were stolen by defendant Mariam Flomo and are still in her possession, and after her arrest, that will be used as fruit of the crime. And the below listed items are as follows: 1, 10 crates of small beer. 2, 6 crates of stout. 3, 5 cartons of Heineken. 5 cartons of Shintao. 5 cartons of rocks, 2 cartons of vodka, 4 cartons of soft drink, 1 Samsung Galaxy 22 Pro, 1 AirPod, 1 iPhone Pro 13 Pro Max, 1 iPhone 12 Pro Max, cash $800 United States dollars, which were sold on the local market on separate days after the incident and after the act. She was in hiding to unknown destination for a very long period, where she remained until arrest on the 7th of May 2023 at 1100 hours. That Mariam Flomo voluntarily admitted to the investigation of her involvement after she was arrested by the CSD from a criminal hideout, and further admitted that she sold those items and used the money to settle some of her problems. She went into hiding because of fear of being arrested by the police. That the investigative team established that Mariam Flomo, this defendant that is under display, didn't know all of the victims but pretended that she was a relative to them during the wedding ceremony on the days of the incidents mentioned above, when she had the opportunity to steal from the victims, whereas victim Jabtu Gola Fale Entertainment Center, she pretended that she was sent by the victim after she had left her son in charge of the business, which she took vehicle and collected drinks from the business center of the victim. That the investigative team established during investigation through witnesses account that Mariam Flomo was clearly seen taking the victim drinks, placing them in a vehicle at an entertainment center in Bangbastown, Robertsfield Highway, and fled to an unknown destination. That the investigation established that Mariam Flomo diverted the proceeds from the sale of the drinks and other items to her personal use after the acts were committed, thereby depriving the victims of their properties, which gave due clues to the investigation that her action was criminal, for which she was arrested from a criminal hideout by the Liberia National Police. Distinguished members of the press and those of you following us on social media, in view of the above investigative findings, coupled with facts and circumstances surrounding the crime as committed by this defendant, including Mariam Flomo voluntary admission statement of stealing from the entertainment center of the victims on separate occasions, for which said items were sold on the local market and the proceeds was diverted into her personal act, used for her own personal gains, depriving the owners of their properties. The investigative team resolved to charge defendant Mariam Flomo with the crime theft of property value $5,500 United States dollars with 12,960 Liberian dollars, an act which violates Chapter 15, Subchapter D, Section 15.51 of the revised penal law of the Republic of Liberia. Distinguished members of the press and the public, it is important to inform you that one of the reasons why we are doing such, especially as it relates to displaying individuals of such, especially recidivists, people who have been charged to court on several occasions and are whisked out of court on the basis of the processes as conducted by the court. It is important that members of the public will get to know the acts that some of these individuals are involved with, so as to ensure that they are not victimized as others have already fallen victim by this suspect's or victim's action. We urge members of the public, as you are having your weddings, your parties, whatever occasions you are having, be mindful of how you protect your properties. Make sure that your bags are not just left without having someone looking at your bags, because you never know the intention of individuals who go to those programs. Some of them are not basically going to just attend the program. They are going with different intentions. Some of them are criminal. So it's important that as you have, these programs, or as you attend programs of such, your safety matters a lot. The safety of your properties that you will take along matter a lot. So please, members of the public, this is just to open your eyes, to urge you to be very mindful of how you protect your properties in the public, so that you don't become victim of said, schemes. So we will not hesitate to continue to, display to you any of these individuals who are involved with scam, so that you members of the press can have the opportunity of exposing them to the public. That will help members of the public to be prevented of such theft. So at this juncture, I will allow you members of the press to capture this defendant that is under display. Please, make sure you capture.
Always a recidivist going to
You have the leverage to capture her right now,
behavior like she's part of the program.
so that members of the public can have an understanding, or can have a visual,
She takes
understanding
away
of
the
who
properties.
this defendant is.
She leaves things off. She takes them away. Alleged suspect Maro Fromo.
Okay, so you can come back. You can come back and let's continue. So at this time, if you have questions, you are welcome to ask your questions, and then we'll call it a day for today. You are welcome, Master.
In the declaration, he said that this woman refused to speak and that she will remain silent until, she can go to court. And then in the conclusion or the findings, you said she admitted to the investigator of committing the act. So which one do we take?
So in most cases, when suspects are arrested, they are acquainted of their constitutional Miranda rights. The right to remain silent, the right to a legal counsel. However, in the process thereof, you are informed of whatever you say will be used against you in a court of law. And like I said, in the process, she admitted voluntarily to the theft that was committed. However, when she was issued a formal statement to, provide a formal statement to us, she declined.